Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females need you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me.
Hi, if you are seeing this, it means my book, Everything Was Here But You, is out now. This book touches on love, loss, grief, and the weird feeling that something is missing when you're building your beautiful, big, accomplished dream life. Check it out now. I'm sure you will find something in this book that you can relate to, and I hope it feels like a huge hug. You can get it now on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com.
Hey everyone, today I'm honored to welcome a very special guest, literally my social media big sister. Hey Aubrey, how are you?
Oh my gosh, I am amazing. I am so excited to be here. I am honored to be here. How are you doing? Are you good?
I'm good. I'm good. Yesterday I was not good, but you saw that. I was like literally
We all
audio
have our
messaging you.
days.
I was audio messaging you in tears, but I think we can talk about this because social media is hard, and I think it's even harder when you're building a brand because if people don't like you, it's not just like, oh, Joe Smo from North Carolina doesn't like me. It's like, oh, ouch, this is my heart, this is my work. What
No,
the
right, right.
and you can
So yeah, I mean, like social media is so difficult. First of all, like everyone always posts and wants to be out there, and everyone supports influencers and small brands until you know them personally. And it's like those people that know you personally are like, "What is this? I don't like it. Stay back from me. I'm not going to support this because what are you doing?" And building a brand, you're right. It's like one of the most difficult things on social media, even though social media can be such a blessing to grow a brand and your personal personality and stuff. But yeah, like people, you find those strangers like you, for example, like you were one of those strangers that reached out with kindness and you were just so kind, and not everyone's like that. So it is such a blessing.
it's a blessing and a curse. And like, if we didn't have social media, we wouldn't be talking. Like, I would not have met you. And I think that's
Right.
insane and really beautiful. But then again, like, you've people that are jealous or insecure, and you're so right. Like, I think my haters are in my city. Like, they're right in my
Right.
backyard. Like, they're like, why is this girl that's my age doing all this shit? And I'm like, because you know what? I've been through some shit, and instead of letting that define me, I'm creating something. And you can do the same thing. You're probably sitting on your couch playing video games. Like,
Right.
can't hate me if you're not trying to do what I'm doing.
Right. Can't hate me because you can't be me.
Literally. But talk about your brand, introduce yourself, and tell us all the why behind Aubrey aesthetic. Like, I'm obsessed. Oh my God, you're literally for
Okay.
me. I saw all your designs. I was like, she's in my head, actually.
Oh my gosh, that means the world. You have no idea. But growing up, so like the first thing I remember wanting to be was a fashion designer. I had my DSi, my Nintendo DSi. You remember those back in the day, and I had all my little fashion design games on there, and that's all I wanted to do. And then growing up, I kind of expanded my horizons a little bit. I tried singing, music. I love music, but it's just not something I wanted to do with my life. And then I like throughout high school, I took a look at myself and I was always called aesthetic. Like that was kind of like my nickname for a while. But then I realized there's all these aesthetics in the world, like the skater aesthetic, and there's people that just embrace fully that aesthetic. And I was never one of those people that could pick one and stay in one. And then I was like, you know what? I don't have to. And no one else has to. Like, you can be a skater queen and alt queen on one day, and then the next day you can be in a full cottage core dress. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the whole purpose behind the brand is that you're allowed to be whoever you want to be, and you don't have to stick in that one little road. You can go anywhere and you can do anything with yourself. And that's how I think of fashion. Like fashion is just so embraceful with yourself, and it's literally you can do anything with it and it's not wrong.
No, it's not. And I think I love that. I think art is beautiful and there's so many forms of it, and being able to express is just like insane because again, like I feel like so many girlies like think there's something wrong with them because they don't fit into this little box of like,
Right.
oh, I like the pink and the pastels, but I also like the yellow and the blacks and all this, and it can
Mhm.
make you feel like there's something wrong with you. But you're right,
Right.
fashion is meant to be explored and expressed, and there's nothing wrong with you if you don't fit into one aesthetic because there's so many cool ones you can have.
Right. It really depends on the personality, and that's always how I've grown up. Like I grew up riding horses, but that's not who I am all the time, you know what I mean? So
It's
that's
one
kind
more
of the
side of you.
whole right. That's the whole purpose behind the brand. And Really, I'm excited because we're gonna be expanding to the point where I'm gonna be manufacturing my own pieces that I design, that I choose the fabrics, I choose the fit, and I do all of that work on the inside. Because right now the budget has been low. Okay, so I'm doing my best with what I got. Okay,
You're just a girl.
I'm j literally just a girl. So I'm super excited for that moving forward because I'm working into the whole concept of sustainability. If you have looked into the contents of like the clothes that most people wear today, it is 99% like toxic. Polyester is the most one of the most toxic fabrics in the world, and almost everything is made out of it, and it's ridiculous. So my mission for like keeping the same obviously concept of Aubrey's aesthetics with the different aesthetics, but really focusing on reusing all of this polyester that's put in the world because it doesn't decompose. Like if it goes to Goodwill and it gets thrown out, that's going to the landfill and that's going to stay there for years and years and years after we've passed on.
Make us all
So
sick too.
right. So the process is getting all of these fabrics that are in these landfills, recycling them, reusing them, getting rid of some of that nastiness in the world, because that's another big part of my brand and who I am. I'm a big save the earth type of girl. Earth Day, like I take those bottles, when you get like a pack of Gatorade and it
Yeah.
has the plastic rings on it. I'm
Yes.
sitting there and I'm cutting up the ring so it doesn't get stuck on a turtle's neck. You know what I mean?
You're so real. You're literally so real for that. But I just, again, like your clothes are probably making you sick for everyone listening. Like you need to look
Right,
into that. Like I
right.
should do a study on that because I mean, obviously, I love dropping science facts on the show, but like you're so right. Like we really don't think about what's going into something that we wear every day, and really
Hmm.
should. We really
Right.
should.
And I really didn't even start thinking about like I've always thought about sustainability, don't get me wrong. But recently, my fiance's sister had a little baby girl, and she has the biggest reaction to polyester. You have to wear 100% cotton because if there's any sort of blend of polyester in it, she will break out everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh. And that led me to research, why that happens. And then I got into really understanding textiles and fabrics and all of the pollution that goes into these fabrics. And like, no wonder she's breaking out. It's a toxic fabric rubbing on her skin. So that really got me into it, but I'm excited to change the fashion game a little bit in that aspect.
As you should. As you should. The girl boss in you really said, if no one else is going to do it, I'm going to do it myself.
Right, right.
Because why is no one else doing it? Like, it's really just disgusting that whoever is making these clothes truly thinks it's okay to give us material
Right.
that makes us sick and not feel well or have allergic reactions. Like, what?
Right. Like what are we're
Are we
trying to
going to
live
kill humans?
on Earth.
Is the population that high?
Right, right. Do we need to get down that much? I don't think so.
Right. I'm obsessed with this pink, like, feathery dress in the background of you.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh, thank
God.
you.
Stop. I want it. I'm
There's
just gonna
stuff
come to
everywhere.
Michigan and steal your stuff. Sorry.
I'm gonna come to Florida and just be where you are because it's cold here a lot.
Yeah, you can come here and I'll be your little model. It's fun. We'll make all the best
Oh my
content.
gosh,
It'll
that
be
would
so
be so
fun.
much fun, period.
Exactly. So, where were you when the idea for this brand really came to life? Were you like standing in a specific spot, or was it just something that you built over time and you're like, yeah, you know what? This is it. This is the brand.
You know what? It's a little bit of both because
Already.
I really started thinking about the concept of Aubrey's aesthetics my like junior, senior year of high school.
Love that.
I graduated in 2020, so that was like a while ago. Um, there was a class. I don't give my high school credit for much. Don't get me wrong. My high school wasn't great, but I will give credit because there was this class that taught us how to make shirts. So as you can see, like the She's a 10, they actually taught us in this class that you can, get these blanks from, wholesale blanks, and then you can make your own designs to put on these things and you can sell them. So in the class, we had all sorts of that. We had the social media aspect, we had the actual making of the clothes, and that really kind of inspired me to be like, it's going to take a lot of money and time to be able to manufacture and design my own pieces, but an amazing starting point would be to start with making my own things where I can. So then I kind of started about the business and I was like, oh my gosh. And then really the whole concept of Aubrey's aesthetics was most like it was not an overnight thing, but it wasn't something I put a ton of time into the concept of, I have to say, just because I just reflected on who I am as a person and what I think I can do and be passionate about and put into the world that's good. And that was the first thing that came to mind.
I love that. And you know what? I think like for everyone listening, like really, I always say like start and make it better later. Like that's the thing. Like we all want these like life-changing brands and ideas to come to life,
Mhm.
but really the thing that stops us is fear. And it's like, what are you so scared of? Because
Right,
if you don't try, you're never gonna know. And it's more badass to be like, I tried 5 million times than I didn't try at all. Because
right,
you know what? Like all these amazing entrepreneurs we all look up to, like Walt Disney didn't start till later on. Like so many of these amazing people have failed but kept going, and that's why they're so successful. So
right.
props to you, girl. Props to you for coming up with that idea in high school. What the hell?
You.
I want to be like in high school, I was doing some crazy stuff, but I was very on the same path. So you know what? Like it's emotional intelligence girlies for the win for
Right,
creating things in high school.
right. And everyone
Other
has their
people
own
weren't doing that.
path. Right, right,
They were
right.
smoking and being weird, and we were like, oh, we're gonna start businesses.
Right, we're gonna change the world one step at a time.
Yeah, we're gonna change the world. I don't know what y'all are doing in the back, but okay, cool. Like I'm gonna be over here focused.
Right, right, literally. And I do have
Um,
to say, like, that concept of fear that you brought up, like, I was always afraid because I wanted to start my own business for a long time since I was little. But, like, I was afraid. I was like, it's got to be perfect before I can start. And it couldn't be more opposite from the truth. I remember meeting my fiance in college, and he asked, the first day we met, he asked me, what do you really want to do? Like, you're here in college, but what do you really want to do? And I told him, my dream was always to build this business, different aesthetics. And he was like, well, why not? And I was like, you know what? You're right.
and that's why
So
he's your
then,
fiance.
right. And now he's my fiance. And since then, I started Aubrey's Aesthetics, and it actually started off as, believe it or not, you think Aubrey's Aesthetics, you think aesthetics, but I originally had it organized by colors. So Aubrey's Aesthetics, I had like the pink edit and the black edit, and it was all different colors. And then one day, I was on vacation in Georgia with my fiance, and I woke him up in the middle of the night because I woke up and I was like, what if I just organize by aesthetics? That makes so much more sense. So I'm slapping him like, babe, it would make so much more sense if I did it this way. And he's like, you're right. So then I
He's
changed
trying to
it.
sleep.
And it just keeps changing. Oh yeah, he's like, huh? Yeah,
Real
right,
men.
right.
Literally men if but like also the fact that you have the same ideas as me late at night, like we're just girls. We're literally just girls
Right,
with brains that don't shut up. Like
right. We're just girls and we're just girl dreamers. We're just out here
literally.
dreaming.
Like, you know what? And he's a keeper. I think for everyone listening, if your guy doesn't support your ideas, he needs to go.
Period.
The door's right there. We don't want him.
Look, this is anyone listening, this is your era of keeping out the bad men, okay? Bad men, eh. This is your time.
Literally. I'd rather be single forever than have another guy tell me my writing is horrible or why do I write books? Like, you're done
Right,
with me. Okay, wait till you find out I have two books. Like, go away.
right, right. Oh no.
I'm not your girl. Oh my God. Um, do you make him wear the outfits? Like anything? Does he wear anything from your shop? Like
Oh my gosh, all the time. All the time. And every
the
time, like, I have
standard.
stuff sitting back here because sometimes I don't know if you've heard of Whatnot. Do you know Whatnot, the
I
app?
do. I do.
So sometimes I'll do live shows there on Whatnot. So I have little things that I receive that sometimes I can't get like a full stock of, but I'll have like a couple pieces. And he'll look at them like there's a skull shirt, skull t-shirt back there, and he's like, I'm just gonna take that one today. And I was like, well, you could.
It's like a sibling. Like you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
when you have a sibling and they're like stealing your clothes, it's the same energy. I'm so good.
Right,
That's the
literally.
standard. That's literally the standard. Like,
Literally. He tells me all the time, he's like, I don't care if it's a crop top, like if you want me in it, I will model it. And I'm like, okay, period.
okay, you know what? That's exactly why you're my fiance. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I love that. So, what does chasing your dreams look like for you on a normal day? Not the aesthetic version, even though we're Aubrey's aesthetic over here, but the real one.
The real one is messy, girl.
Real.
The real one is real and it is messy. And some days, you wake up and you're like, what am I doing? Some days you wake up and you feel stuck and you want to do more and you're like, I just don't know what to do. So there's a lot of days where you run into that and you just kind of have to sit down and kind of really, really think into the deep behind the scenes of things people really don't think about when it comes to chasing your dream. You have to think of all of those tiny details. And so when I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what to do, I think of one of those tiny details. So I go to learning about the fabrics or making meetings with manufacturers or, little things like that. And then if it's a good day, I have it all planned out. I wake up at 6 a.m., I do my Pilates workout, I walk on the treadmill, get my 10K steps. And that's ultimately the goal, but not every day looks like that. And you can't ever expect every day to look like that because it's just not realistic. And if that's what you expect, you will never keep moving forward because you won't feel like you're getting anything done.
And I truly agree with you. I think like again, we all want this picture perfect life in anything. And then we go on social media going back to that and we see these highlight reels and we don't really think like people aren't posting the messy days of being a entrepreneur or being a podcast host or being anything. And you're comparing your shitty day to someone who's having probably a shitty day but posting the best on Instagram and you're like, "Oh,
Right.
like my life sucks." But their life probably isn't the best all the time either. And you have to really consider that. So I appreciate you for keeping it real because you're right. Like, not every day is going to be perfect, but you have to appreciate the bad days just as much as you appreciate the good ones because the bad make the good happen.
Hmm. I also think it's super important on those bad days as well to like look back and be like, where was I a couple years ago? And if I feel stuck right now, look back a couple years and realize how much you've grown in that time. And you're like, wow, like I might feel stuck, but I've really gotten shit done. You know what I mean?
Literally. And I agree. I've recently been thinking about that. I'm like, you know what, me from 2 years ago wouldn't believe this, so I better keep going. And
Exactly.
my next question for you is, do you have anyone that you look up to on those bad days? Are you Googling on YouTube? Are you on Instagram? Are you on TikTok searching your favorite fashion creators, trying to get some inspo?
Oh, of course. And I think, okay, this is gonna sound silly goofy because I'm not even in the same type of fashion realm as this,
Yeah.
but red carpet events, I'm obsessed with them.
I was gonna ask you your stories. Oh my God, I love them.
Yes, I do the little segment on my story where like every time I'm aware of an award show or like I'm watching a red carpet event for an award show, I love to give my reviews on my stories just because why not? You know what? Like and it's never a hate against a designer if I don't like something because again, fashion is so versatile. You can wear a trash bag and make it look good. You know what I mean?
True.
And one of my biggest things is people say like I could never pull that off. I hear that all the time. Like, I love that top, but I could never pull that off. And I always say, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just because you don't see someone in a certain body type or a skin color or any, for whatever reason you're thinking of, I can't pull that off, I promise you can.
I'm just gonna like fly you out to fix some of my clothes because I've had thoughts. I'm like, what am I wearing? This is not meant for me.
And
So,
sometimes, fashion feels that way. Like finding your own fashion style is so much, it's continuously evolving. It never stays the same. And sometimes, I'll look back at fashion pieces that I've worn. I'm like, what was I
you're
wearing?
like,
What was I
ew.
doing? But like at the time, you're like, okay, and you're feeling yourself. So that's what it's really all about.
Literally, I wore these yellow pants in high school. I'm like, why was I wearing yellow jeans? But okay, pop off,
I
right?
wore
Whatever.
galaxy leggings was my thing. I wore those every day in middle school. A whole purple galaxy on my pants.
As you should, Queen. Like, if we want to look like highlighters, no one's gonna stop us.
Right, right,
We're just gonna be ourselves, and
exactly.
that's the best thing. I'm obsessed with your like red carpet inspo. Like, has there been a celebrity where you constantly see their red carpet outfits and you're like, yeah, they keep eating, like they're consistently doing good outfits?
Zendaya, always. She is always matching theme to the movie. She is always like, even if she's in a plain black, like most recently for the Euphoria red carpet, because I'm a Euphoria, I love that show. One of my faves. So I saw her red carpet and I was like, this is literally a black dress, but it is a black dress. Like it is an eating black dress. It's not the plain black suit I see every man wear at an award show ever. I hate that. Biggest pet peeve, by the way.
No, why are we being plain? Like it's an award show. It's not like, Grandpa Joe's memorial.
Right, like you're not at a funeral, fun fact. Like you can be creative a little bit.
Lady Gaga is always so creative with her
Oh
outfit.
my gosh, yes, her too. There's a couple of icons that are just like icons, and Lady Gaga is also one of them.
I love Hailey Bieber's fashion. She's always eating.
Yeah, she is a little more neutral on like for me. She seems a little more neutral to me. I'm more of like a pop out standout, but don't get me wrong, like I love a plain classic look. She always eats with that.
No, I know when you like reply to my little outfit stories, you're like, this is cute. I'm like, okay, okay, I'm doing something right. I'm doing something
Yes.
right. I'm like, the Aubrey thinks is good, so I'm okay.
Oh my gosh, that means everything.
No, your brain is just like, I literally love your brain so much. You're so creative and you've created this world of fashion where it's not only like, versatile and it's creative, but it's like you go on your website or you go on your Instagram and you're like, I feel safe here. I feel seen. I feel included. I mean, it's not like you're going on, and you're seeing like these outfits meant for one kind of person. There's literally something you create that's for every single person. And that's what I love so much about Aubrey's aesthetic, truly.
And that was ultimately the goal of the brand is to make everyone feel like they have a place in the fashion world. So it means the world to hear you say that.
No, like you literally click on something and you're like, that's me, that's real, send it to your best friend. Like, we need this kind of vibe. Like, and that's what I love. Like, it's relatable and it's not only like everyday wear, but it's also something you could wear out to a meeting or out to run errands or whatever for different things. And I love clothes like that. I don't like clothes where I have to be like, oh, that's for like that fancy event. I want to look nice in every single outfit I wear. And that's what you really strive with your clothes. So.
That means the world. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for creating such a safe space. I'm like, hell yeah. And I can't wait to see it expand and go into Target and see you there and be like,
Oh my
that's my
gosh.
girl.
So excited. Big things are coming. Aubrey's Aesthetics to the moon is what my fiance and I always say. To
Literally,
the moon.
literally, it's gonna be in stores and I'm gonna be getting every damn thing. Like, I don't care what people think. I'm gonna be like adding to my buggy. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I need that one and that one and that one. The biggest hype girl right here. And you gotta dream big because you know what? People that dream small aren't going to achieve what they want. I always say that. Like, you know what? Call me insane for band. It's only crazy until it works.
Right. If we called everyone crazy because they had these big ideas as small people, then no one would be where they are. Like these stars that we love so much, Zendaya and Lady Gaga, if they were just kept in this bubble and kept themselves there, they wouldn't be where we are today.
And that's like what I think about when people unfollow. I'm like, you know what? If you don't like me, go away. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just
like,
gonna
I
keep
don't want
expanding
you.
and being me.
Right. I don't want you here. Like, if you don't like me, cool. Bye.
Bye, 'cause I'm gonna keep being me. So sorry that bothers you.
Right. And if that bothers you, like, clearly you got your own issues.
Literally. And has that been something that you struggle with your brand? I feel like we kind of talked about that, but do you tie your worth sometimes to the numbers? And have you gotten out of that? And do you have any tips for any girlies wanting to create a business?
Oh, yeah. So I've noticed, so I do create a little personal content, and every once in a while I'll get hate on a personal piece of personal content on my personal YouTube shorts or something. I'm like, I don't care. And then sometimes I'll post something like I remember on my Aubrey's Aesthetics TikTok, I posted this outfit once and I thought it ate down, okay? I won't lie. I thought it ate down. I thought it was unique and fun. And I posted it on TikTok and everyone hated it. They hated it. They were like, this is awful. Girl, this doesn't look good. Girl, you're not who you think you are. Like all types of comments. Okay. And that one hurt me just a little bit more. And I told my fiance this was the same thing. I cried over it a little bit because that was the first time Aubrey's Aesthetics itself got the hate that it got. Like I'm kind of used to the personal hate at this point. I've been on social media for a while. And don't get me wrong, that gets to me every once in a while, as it would anyone, okay? But on a business level, when you pour your heart and soul into something for a business, and then that's the thing that gets hated on, it hits a little different. And it's allowed to because that's like you yourself is
Baby. It's your
one
damn
thing,
baby.
right? You yourself is one thing, and I can be me, you can hate it. But if people continuously don't like what I'm putting out, that means it's not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the part that I struggle with a little bit more. But afterward, I was like, you know what? Like it's the same concept. People are going to hate on anything, even if they like it. If they like it and they are jealous of the fact that you're getting the attention and they're not, or they're doing the same thing and you blew up, they get so mad. And one of my biggest pieces of advice to anyone who's starting a business, even if it's not on social media, even if it's something that social media doesn't really take an account for, you have to take the criticism and you have to kind of understand it a little bit. So what I like to do with that fashion video, like sometimes it wasn't people's style. And that's why they were like, girl, it doesn't look good. But they're so confident in themselves that they're like, oh, I know this doesn't look good, so I'm going to bring someone else down. So you kind of have to deep dive into the psychology of it and be like, you know what, this isn't because of me. Like they just don't like this specific thing that I put out, and that's okay. And I can keep going from it and I can move forward from it. So it's important to take the criticism and kind of understand it and be like, you know what, I could change it and they might be right, or you know what, they're just hating.
Well, right. And like, you know what, when you were saying all that, I was imagining like we have Target and we have Walmart and we have J.C. Penney's and Macy's. And like
Mhm.
you don't have to walk into those stores if they're not your vibe, but they're still gonna damn
Right.
exist. Like
Right.
they're still going to be there. If you don't like them, the building's not gonna fall down and collapse. Like, I'm
Right.
so sorry. So it's like the same thing, like you keep your side of the street clean, they're not gonna know what that means, me quoting him
Right.
as I should. But it's like they're not gonna, you know what? They don't like your stuff. It's not meant for them. Like, why are we gonna be leaving a negative comment that's probably gonna make the person creating it feel like crap? Like, that's what I don't understand. Why do we have to sit there and take the time and write something nasty? Like, I'm so sorry. Do you not like your life that much that you have to do
Right.
that? Because if someone did that to you, you're not gonna love that. But I'm really proud of you for the way you handled that because it's true. Like, you know what? Like, yeah, it sucks and that's your baby and it's okay to cry about it and be upset because you are literally building this thing for people. But again,
Right.
if someone doesn't like it, then they're not the people you're building it for. So,
Exactly. Yeah, and
bye bye.
vibe. And that's the biggest thing to remember. Like building something from the ground up is so difficult. I feel like it will never get easier. No matter like with all these obstacles that keep coming, like AI is a big thing now. And you use AI in business,
Yeah,
like don't even bother coming around. You know what I mean? So there's all these
100%.
obstacles, but
Well, no, and like that's another thing. Like I know I told you like privately, someone accused me of using AI to write my book, and I'm just like so heartbroken that, no one can be creative anymore. And now that we are creative or we are posting and continuing to be creative in the world of AI, they accuse it of being AI. And it's almost like there've been
right.
creative people before AI. There have been people who've been good writers and good fashion designers. And you know
Mhm.
what? Yeah, AI is amazing for maybe ideas or help or whatever, but just because someone is creative in the world of AI doesn't mean they're using AI to be creative. I hate that people think that.
I also hate that people think that because yes, AI has blown up and way out of proportions. And don't get me wrong, I think people shouldn't use it in the creative aspect, where if they're
Right.
putting out a creative piece of work, don't use AI.
Right. No.
I 100% get that, but at the same time, like one thing looks too good, like for your book, for example, your book was too well written that suddenly it's AI.
Aubrey's gonna read my books tomorrow and be like, what the fuck?
I'm like, girl, you use AI, right?
Literally, you're like, Rylan, like, I'm so sorry. You can ask my fourth grade English teacher. I've been using M dashes like since like,
Right.
bro.
Though the dashes thing drives me nuts because people like dash AI. No, that's not true.
No,
Like
it's
we
God forbid I like the structure of dashes.
right. Like that's been in the English language for a while, guys.
English was literally written by humans. Like, what the hell?
Right.
Um,
Right.
but no, you're completely right. And like another thing too is like AI can't feel or create. And like with writing or with art or fashion, like it's all creative because you are a creative person and AI doesn't have the ability to feel things in that way. And I think we need to remember that. Like your pieces are because you are you and you have the ideas and your brain is perfect. Literally me hyping you up, but your brain is perfect enough to formulate them and come up with the ideas. And that's something ChatGPT could never do because it's not human.
Right. 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 That is something very important to remember in any industry. And I think we should be wary of people who do use AI for creative purposes, but not accuse people of it. Like if there's proof, sure, whatever, you can be mad if you want to be, but don't accuse people of something because you think it's too good. You know what I mean?
Like, hello?
Hello?
What has been your wait, this is actually real moment? Instead of focusing on the sad social media moments, has there been
Mhm.
one where you're like, damn, I am her, I'm that girl?
There are days, there are days. Um, and again, don't get me wrong, not every day feels that way. There's days
Yeah.
I feel the opposite, but
Imagine it was that way. Like, oh my God.
right. But, times when like you reach out, like yesterday, I was telling my fiance, I was like, Rylan, this girl, like I love this girl and she is being so sweet. And the fact that I can inspire someone means so much to me. And that's really all I want in the world is to spread inspiration and positivity and hope because people do deserve to achieve their dreams and people don't deserve to be swatted at the way they're swatted at on social media and told they can't do things and so like times like that when I get those little DMs or when someone orders something and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like I want you to know this piece of clothing made me feel so good about myself and your shop made me feel so good about myself." Like those are the moments where I'm like, "Wow, like this really does truly mean the world to me that this is what I'm doing.
No, literally. And I mean everything I say. We're gonna have to like exchange contact info or something after so I can send you my little positive reminders because I love like reminding people that they mean the world to me and whatever. Because you're right, like social media is so negative. And not only social media, we turn on the news, we go outside. There's people everywhere being hateful, and we need spaces that uplift and inspire and create things for people to feel better and create spaces for people to feel better and feel less alone in what they're going through. Because you know what, if you want to find a negative space, there's plenty of them out there. We need more
For
positive
sure.
people and
Yeah.
companies and organizations. So I'm really, really proud of you and what you're building and who you are as a person because you are a safe space for me. I was like, you know what, before we even like really messaged each other, I would literally go on your page and admire your content. I'm like, she's so authentic and puts herself out there and just wears the cutest stuff and does not give a shit. And you probably do give a shit, but it doesn't look that way. And I was like, she doesn't give a shit. So if she doesn't give a shit, I'm not going to give a shit. I'm going to go post what I want. And if
Yes,
people don't like
period.
me, F them. Like Aubrey probably doesn't
Period.
care. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was my train of thought. And then I reached out to you and we exchanged the shop info. And then I got my sweatshirt, which I love. I'll literally, it's in the wash. I was so mad. I was like, oh, it's dirty. Um, but I got my sweatshirt and I was like, this sweatshirt literally like is me as a person. And I've cried in that sweatshirt too. So, you know, it's perfect. But it's like,
That is
it's
perfect.
my little safe space. And I really, really love what you do and what you're building because you make so many people feel less alone just by being a creator that doesn't give a shit and puts herself out there and just is the cutest human and sweetest person. But by being someone who includes so many people within your amazing brand. Because, like I said, there's something there for everyone, and you guys better go shop Aubrey's Aesthetic, or else I will come find you. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna drop it in the description so people can go find it. But if you don't, you're just not cool, and you need to check it out because hot people check it out.
Hot girls shop Aubrey's aesthetics.
Yeah, literally.
Hot
Like
girls
if
with
we're not,
style.
if we're not, what are we doing?
All right.
You lose aura points if you
Right.
you don't shop Aubrey's Aesthetic. Or even follow, if you can't shop, just follow the damn Instagram. Come on.
Right. Like it's not even like I'm spamming that much. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And you know what? If you are, the algorithm's weird and it's your brand. So
Exactly, period.
why is the algorithm so weird? I swear. I'm like, are people seeing my stuff? Like, what's going
The
on?
algorithm, Instagram lately, I've noticed has been just buggy with the algorithm lately.
And it's always the same people. Like, it's always my grandma. Like, I saw your new post. I'm like, why is it only going to her? I saw your five last posts. I'm like, why is it? Like, that's not where I wanted to go, but like, love it.
But like, love you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Like, thanks for commenting too, but like, why is it only?
Right, like keep going a little bit.
Yeah, literally. What's one mistake you made early on that taught you the most?
I would say probably investing too much into one specific area of the business. So when I first started, most of my money went to inventory, which made sense, okay, because I was first getting started. But then after I had the inventory, I noticed I spent a lot of my budget, my business budget, on marketing before I knew what I was doing in marketing. So I would just kind of run random ads on Instagram and random ads on TikTok and kind of hope for the best, you know what I mean?
You were like, fingers crossed.
It's like, maybe I'm paying for it, right?
Right.
Um, but then, soon after that, I got a little traction, whatever, but I realized for as much money and effort that I put into the promotions that I did, there wasn't the reach for it. There wasn't the results for it. So I think I definitely, looking back, should have taken the time to at least research the marketing first before I put that money in, or, hired someone who knew what they were doing already. That was probably one of my biggest mistakes because then after that, I kind of rebranded a little bit because remember I was the pink edit, black edit, whatever. So then after that, I was like, you know what? I'm getting rid of all that and then I'm gonna start over, which is totally cool and fine to do in a business. But when you put so much money up front into something that doesn't work, you look back and you're like, wow, probably shouldn't have done that.
It's like poker.
Yeah, right. Maybe I shouldn't gamble all my money.
But you know what? We live and we learn, and that all made you who you are today. And I am so proud of you. And honestly, like all of what you're saying really reminds me of this quote that I love. I don't know if I made this up or whatever. Don't quote me on this. Maybe I did, but it's like, if you wished something existed, create it. And I love that. That's exactly what you did.
Yes, and I think that's what every dreamer should think of. Like, if you're like, wow, this should be a thing, or the world should be this way, start making it that way, you know? Like, do what you're passionate about. I think that's something people, especially in this world where everyone's like, get a real job, go be a lawyer, go be a doctor, go, work at the post office, whatever. They're like, what you're doing isn't making you enough money right now, so you have to quit. And
Absolutely not.
absolutely not.
Maybe
Like,
making money is not the entire goal.
right.
Maybe it's making people happy. God forbid. Like, I was just talking to this with my therapist, and I was like, it's almost like I've been trained to view success as how much money I make. And, like, yeah, that's great. And it's cool to have stability in life, but it's not something that comes right away when you're in a creative space. And I think we set our expectations too high if we think that we'll be rich right away. Like, it doesn't work that way. It comes over time. And you know what? That's okay. Success is not money all the time, and it doesn't need to be. It's sometimes doing what you said, like looking back at where you were 2 years ago and thinking like, wow, I'm in a better place. That's success.
hmm And that's a great reminder for everyone too, because especially like there's a lot of things where you go into it maybe hoping to make money, but especially in the business aspect, when you're creating a business, it takes a lot of your own money before you make money. And
Absolutely.
like that's something I think people should know before they start businesses, because sometimes I think people romanticize the idea of starting a business, which I think is great. Don't get me wrong. Everyone should follow their dreams. But
Absolutely.
then they kind of think, I'm going to go into it in the first year. I'm about to make thousands of dollars. I'm about to have factories and I'm going to be selling in Walmart and all these things. And sometimes, that might happen, but a lot of the times it doesn't. And then people are like, oh, well, this is not what I thought it was. And then they quit. So I think that's something important to remember is that, you shouldn't expect to make money right away from anything creative that you put out in the world. It really should start as a passion and then build into something that, oh wow, I don't have to work anymore because I'm doing what I love.
Literally. Which again, like no one should have a job that they don't like doing. Like, ew.
I agree. I think the way the world is with that is so difficult and hard to deal with in that way. Again, because people are always telling you, you can't live this way. You got to make money. You got to do this, and you do have to make money to live. And that's one of the hardest parts about living in the world right now is how expensive the world is. But at the same time, like I got to sacrifice certain things like money to do what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. And you know what? You're gonna be making people red carpet outfits, so
Oh, period. I actually, oh my gosh, speaking of, since I've been so in love with the red carpet things, I was like, it's not my brand, but I have been designing an ocean wave themed red carpet dress that I am excited to maybe one day at least get actually sketched out all the way.
I need to be in
So
that. So get on that, girl. What that?
I would
Sure, that's
love to do
just for
that.
Rylan, actually.
Yes, just for you, specifically designed for you.
Yeah. Make sure it fits my 5'9" self. But that's like something that really always pisses me off about dresses. Like I have to wear pants because like some of them are just so freaking short on me. And I'm like, I'm not showing
Mhm.
everyone the back.
Yeah, my hoo-ha, my panty.
Literally, I don't need to flash the boys. Trying to build a brand here. I don't want to be
Hey,
suddenly I'm on like Google as like, her dress was too short in this in this event.
right.
I'm telling you. Like, don't want to go viral for the wrong reason.
Literally, literally.
But no, that's like something that's so funny. I don't know. I'm kind of similar to you where like I'll go into Walmart or Target and I'm like looking at everyone's outfit. I'm like, why are we wearing that today, guys? I'm like, not to be weird, but like, why? Who said that looked good? I mean, if that's your thing, do you? But like, ew.
Right. But like interesting ways. I've
Like,
also noticed a lot recently, maybe a little less recently, but like last year, everyone's wearing the same thing. Every person on, or I feel like every girl I see out in the world was wearing like those big jeans and like a tight shirt. And everyone looked exactly the same. And I was like, okay, like
wait,
if that's what you like, again, go off. But we need to spice it up again. Like I
no,
remember the 2000s and we were wearing whatever we wanted.
no, and like again, like it goes back to like you see people and they idolize Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift, and like, yeah, God forbid I do too, but like we don't need to become these people. Use them as
Right,
inspiration and make their style into you.
right. Like just make yourself.
Literally.
So many people and like don't get me wrong, I love that people can take inspiration from other people, but like you said, there's a difference between taking inspiration and copy and pasting it to yourself.
Literally. No, I'll see all these lookalikes for like Sabrina. I'm like, I wonder how she feels seeing that.
Right, right. I'd be like, "Oh,
I'd be like, oh. You
I
have to
just thought there was one me, but now there's apparently trying to be seven.
I would be scared. I'd be scared. I would literally be scared. I would probably, I don't know, I'd probably never leave my house.
No, no, and I get it. I understand.
I'd be like Ubering everything to my door. I'd be like, why are we doing that?
Why do you look like me
Why
so
do you
much?
look like me? I don't even know if I want to look like me. Why are you looking like me? But do you ever deal with imposter syndrome? I feel like that's a good topic to bring up.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't.
But why
Um,
the hell am I doing this?
right,
Who do I think I am? God forbid.
right. Especially because sometimes when you have those down days and you look at the big picture, well, you're not looking at the big picture because you're down and you're looking at all the depressing stuff and the sad stuff and the things that's making you down and you're like, what am I doing? Like, why do I think I have the ability to be able to create something that's going to change the world? I'm this one person in this giant earth. Who do I think I am? Exactly what you said. Like, I'm just me, and sometimes me doesn't feel so special. And then you have to go back to those good days and be like, you know what? It's okay that I felt like that, and it's valid that I felt like that, but at the same time, I can't be stuck in that headspace or nothing's gonna change.
Absolutely. Because nothing comes from staying stuck.
Right.
Like you
You
want to
just
be a
gotta keep
business
going.
baddie? Okay, you're gonna have to be saddy.
You're gonna be a business savvy for a while until
You're
you're
gonna put that on a sweatshirt now. You can
yes.
gladly take that. You can be a business saddy for a while. And you know what? You gotta fake it till you make it. Truly, you have to.
Right.
Because no one successful ever did feel successful every day.
Right. And then, like you said, like sometimes you can look at my social media and be like, oh, Aubrey doesn't care. And sometimes I don't get me wrong. So I'm not one that really cares, but I'm also still human and things do
Literally.
bother me. And you just got to be like, you know what? Whatever.
No, literally. I had a friend. She's like, "Why are you crying over this? You're Random Marzano. You have books." I'm like, "Girl, I'm a human being. I'm sad.
Right. Like
Let me
you're the
cry."
girl, but you're still just a girl.
Yeah, I'm just a girl. I'm gonna cry on the floor about some stupid thing in my ice cream, and then I'll go write another book about it.
Exactly. We're gonna get up and do it again.
The duality of being a human.
Right.
What would you say to a girl who wants to start something but feels scared or not ready or like she isn't up for it?
I'd say there's never a perfect time. There will never be the perfect time to do anything. And you have to create your own perfect time. There's never going to be, oh, I'm going to have this much money and this is going to work out. There's just really never a perfect time. And if you have that dream, go for it. Obviously, take your precautions, do your research, do what you need to do, to avoid making those initial mistakes. But just quote Nike, just do it.
Literally, no, there's only time and what you do with it. And you're
Right.
gonna overthink all your life, or you're just gonna start doing it and then overthink while you do it.
Right. And I've also learned in my career it's better to be done than to be perfect. So it's better to have something put out there and continue working on it than to perfect it, perfect it, perfect it, and then put it out there. Because then once you put it out there, you think it's perfect, but then you're still going to look at it, change some things, judge yourself, judge what you did, and you're still going to change it anyway. You know what I mean?
Literally. Do you
So
want to
there's
do
just
a fun little
never a
rapid
perfect
fire
time.
to wrap this up?
Okay.
I'm so ready. Coffee or matcha?
Coffee.
Oh yeah, you're so me. Morning or night person?
Definitely a night person, unfortunately.
Real. Filming content or editing?
You know what? The editing can get real down and dirty with it.
So fun. Comfy or cute?
Depends on the day, but mostly comfy.
Sweatpants or dressed up?
Also depends on the day, but mostly sweatpants.
TikTok or Instagram?
Ooh, right now, TikTok.
Aesthetic or authentic? I know which one you're picking.
Oh, definitely authentic. Definitely authentic.
Absolutely. A viral moment or a loyal community?
Loyal community for sure. Viral moments don't mean nothing really unless you have that community.
Literally, I'd rather have like more people commenting than random bots commenting.
Right, exactly.
Ew. Like what are we even saying there?
What are you, AI?
Follow your heart or think it through.
A little bit of both, but mostly follow the heart.
Risk it or play it safe.
Risk it. It's my whole line of work. Risk it.
Routine or spontaneous.
Definitely spontaneous, not a routine girl, unfortunately.
Real, I can't be one either. Overthinking, or it is what it is.
Hmm. As much as I have anxiety and I overthink everything, mentality, it is what it is.
Literally. You know what? Oh well. Chasing dreams or staying comfortable.
Chasing dreams, always.
Peace or passion.
Mm, passion.
Three favorite people you'll text on a bad day.
My mom, for sure. My fiance, and my maid of honor, which is my best gay friend, Robin.
It's always the gay
It's
besties.
always a gay. I love the gays.
I
Oh.
do too. I love them. Like, I saw your thing the other day. It was like, if you're not a girl or a gay, get off my Instagram. Why are there men on here?
No, literally, I saw a video and there was like 90% of that video was men that watched it. And I was like, I don't want this.
Please go away. This is for the
Please
girls and
leave.
gays. You're not meant to be here.
Right, girls and gays only. Sorry.
Aubrey, we're all obsessed with you. And if you're not, after listening to this, there's something wrong with you. You need to see a psychologist. No, I'm kidding. We're all obsessed with you. Where can we find you?
Oh, I feel like I'm everywhere these days online. I have my personal accounts. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube.
Cool.
All at Aubrey Gebert, Aubrey Anna. Around there, there's usually a dot, an underscore sometimes. But then Aubrey's Aesthetics, the main girl, she is also everywhere. We have a website right now, as we speak. It's under maintenance, but by the time this is posted, it will be back up.
Yay.
And we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're all over the place on social media. So it feels
Literally.
like if you look me up, you can find me pretty easy.
You can reach Aubrey and get all the good stuff because her shop is so cute. And you better go get something and be obsessed because I am.
And you better go read her books because I'm gonna be obsessed after I read them
I
tomorrow.
need to just come to Michigan and sign them for you.
Yes, I would love that. That would be
I'm just
so
gonna
cute.
mail myself to you on the way.
Open a little box.
It's like your little Barbie.
I love it. So cute.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored.
It was so fun.
It's been so much fun. Thank you for chatting.